In July of 2015, 15-year-old Abe Gonzalez confessed he lured 8-year-old Madison Middleton into his apartment with ice cream, choking her until she lost consciousness, raped her, and stabbed her in the neck before forcing her body into a trash can. As of October 24th of this year, Gonzalez will be tried as an adult. Prior to this decision by a Santa Cruz judge, Gonzalez had turned 18. If he remained in the juvenile system, he most likely would have been freed before his 23rd birthday. Now being convicted as an adult, he will face harsher punishments for the atrocious crime he committed. Yet, many today are still against minors going to adult courts regardless of the committed crime. But what about the juveniles who committed serious adult crimes? Can we really agree that those cases should be handled in the juvenile court? Today, my purpose is to explain to you that not every crime committed by a minor should be handled in the juvenile system, but rather they should be tried as adults because of the seriousness and maturity within the cases. It is ethical for children under the age of 18 to be tried as adults to instill equality amongst between adults and juveniles and bring justice for extreme cases. Now, I will first be discussing the problems of a juvenile not being tried as an adult. Then second, I will go into possible solutions, and finally, what we can do. To begin with my first problem, the viewing of children who are committing adult-like offenses such as rape and murder. Although the maturity and extent of these cases are often worse than adult crimes, many people still view the minors who commit these crimes as kids who do not know right from wrong. What we see on the screen here is called an age crime curve from the National Institute of Justice.gov. This shows that there's a higher tendency for offenses to occur within ages of late childhood, 15 through 19. Therefore, at this point in their life, a minor should have a clear understanding of their actions and what can result from their actions. This is where the inequality can be seen. If a competent minor has committed an adult crime, then they need to be aware that actions do have consequences. Juveniles accused of crimes are not entitled to trial by jury, unlike in the adult system. According to Knoll of 2017, in 1971, the U.S. Supreme Court held that there is no jury trial in juvenile proceedings, but it remains as a right in the trying of adults. As stated in Criminal Fine Law of 2017, judges have certain guidelines to follow when sentencing to make sure the act is in the best interest for the child, so that they may live a better adulthood than punishment, which is the main goal in the adult system. We see that the right so fundamental to American punishment is missing in juvenile cases, the trial by peers. Now moving along to the second problem. First off, the majority of juvenile crimes, things from petty theft to homicides, are handled by the juvenile justice system, which as brought out previously mainly focuses on rehabilitation for the purpose of turning them into productive members of society. Some would say that prison is not a place for minors because children's mentalities are not fully developed as adults would be. But of course, not all juveniles should be tried as adults. With just rehabilitation counseling, how can justice truly be served when a crime has too much depravity in it? There are such crimes that need to seek more than what the juvenile system can supply. Permitting curfew and having restrictions on a minor can help a minor learn limitations, but this is not the possible result in every crime. According to Texas Juvenile Justice Department of 2017, the juvenile justice system is a setting to educate the youth about discipline, values, and work ethics. This is a clear statement that it was established to focus more on the adolescent as a person in need of guidance, not on the offense that brought them there in the first place. Some would argue otherwise, but there are certain situations that minors should be able to be tried as an adult because the offense is way too horrific to have justice only be carried out by the juvenile system. For instance, the aging Gonzalez situation. At 15, he has the ability to at least differentiate what can kill a person or not. How can justice be fully brought out if it is unethical to try minors as adults? As a solution to my first problem, how minors are being viewed, the government needs to demonstrate to juveniles that they are old enough to suffer consequences for their own actions. We talk about the inequality between adults and juveniles from the process of getting an outcome in cases. But at the same time, some would argue that children are too young to be punished like an adult. Where's the equality in that? My second solution is the government needs to continue establishing stricter laws on enforcing minors to do their part at any cost for full justice in any case. Minors who commit crimes should be a more intensive sanction to further reach the goal of fulfilling justice. Lastly, what we can do to help this controversial topic from being a problem is to encourage it. We need to help others see that it is vital for justice to come to age. According to Air Policy 2012, the law is something that humans have created to modulate society by introducing justice. Laws are here to offer protection for victims and punish those who act unlawfully. In summary, the question whether or not it is ethical for minors to be tried as adults is fairly easy to answer. Yes, because not only does it create equality amongst juveniles and adults, it also carries out justice for extreme cases. Without laws enforcing juveniles to transfer to adult court when it's appropriate, justice cannot be fulfilled because murder is nowhere near the same as vandalism or petty theft. As I mentioned earlier, Adrian Gonzalez, who is about to only serve 7 years for the murder of an 8-year-old, has now been transferred into adult system, where appropriate punishment will be taken place, and the end result is what every crime, regardless of age, should result in: justice.